I'm Randy Frisetto. I'm on Ladder Company 305 in Surprise, Arizona, and also part of the Arizona Ladder Operations Cadre. This training video was developed for a tactical approach considerations and vertical ventilation techniques for tile roof operations. In the Valley, homes with lightweight trusses and concrete roof tiles are the majority of what has been built in the last 25 years. With the use of synthetic materials inside of these houses, BTUs are extremely high and flashover can be expected in about 4 minutes after fire development. So ventilation is definitely necessary and should be a tactical consideration early on in the incident. When it comes to building construction, there are two types of tile roofs that can be commonly found: concrete tile and clay tile. Clay tile is found most often in older built homes and has attachment methods that may be more difficult to remove than concrete tile. They may also have a feature called chinking, where mortar protrudes from each individual tile. Oftentimes, the roof under these tiles are weakened due to age and weather, so a general impression of the building, along with time considerations for tile removal, should be considered before determining whether vertical ventilation will occur. Concrete tiles are the most common in the Valley and found in both commercial and residential applications. In both applications, the lightweight trusses that support these roofs are specifically designed for these tiles with calculations that include a 2-to-1 safety factor for both live and dead loads. The tiles themselves are 12 inches wide and range from 14 to 16 inches long and weigh about 11 pounds each. Tiles are either flat or an S shape and are laid out directly on top of OSB using furring strips. Tiles are required by code to adhere to a nailing schedule, and in most normal pitched roofs, only the first few rows on the top and the bottom are nailed in. As far as tactical approach, the risk versus gain should be analyzed, and an emphasis on reading smoke should be used to determine what type of fire is being fought: a room and contents fire, an attic fire, or a contents fire that has extended into the attic. Pressurized smoke coming from doors and windows and smoke-stained windows is a sign of a contents fire. In a contents fire, rapid flashover for occupants and interior crews becomes the hazard, and a tenable roof should be expected where aggressive ventilation will benefit interior conditions. Pressurized smoke or fire coming from the attic or gable ends is an obvious sign of an attic fire. NIST studies have shown that lightweight trusses under direct fire impingement fail in about 5 to 7 minutes, and structural collapse becomes a hazard to occupants as well as firefighters. Since firefighters' interior are most likely to utilize steam conversion while operating in clear conditions below, vertical ventilation and efforts to improve interior conditions may not be necessary. In structures where both the content and attic fire are present, with both flashover and collapse being a concern, ventilation should only occur if it will benefit the victim and interior crews. If roof operations occur, it should be done in a portion of the roof that does not have fire impingement on the structural members of the roof. The purpose of the evolution in this video is to demonstrate a tile roof operation that the Ladder Cadre developed with an emphasis on safety and efficiency. The evolution uses a captain, a sawyer, and a sounder, and utilizes the center rafter louver to create a ventilation hole. The goal is for each ladder captain to orchestrate this operation as they feel best fits their crew, considering factors such as crew experience. As the crew approaches the building, reading smoke is utilized to determine the type of fire, content, structure, or both, as well as the location of the fire. The distance from the overhang in relation to the load-bearing wall should also be determined. If attic vents are not present to read smoke, the first member of the roof can push up a tile from the roof ladder and make a smoke indication hole to get a good read on attic conditions. 3 tiles are pushed up to create a 3-foot section. Since common truss spacing is 24 inches on center, a truss can be located within this cleared section. A tool is used to sound for the truss and mark it once it has been located. The sawyer, starting from the right side of the clear section, makes a back cut to confirm truss location and marks it by placing the chainsaw on top of it. Using the marked truss, 2 crew members advance towards the ridge of the roof while keeping their inside feet on the same truss and their outside feet 24 inches out on another truss. Since it is common to only nail the top 3 rows, firefighters are able to start pulling tile from the 4th row to avoid the potential of pulling nailed tiles. Since tiles are laid from the right to left, a firefighter on the right can use their tool to lift tiles to create a gap so they can get their fingers underneath the tiles easier. Each firefighter pulls a total of 3 tiles from their inside foot to create a 6-foot cleared area. This will allow the sawyer to cut a center rafter louver and give a 1-foot path on each side of the hole to operate around. Firefighters can then pull tiles by grabbing them from the top and clearing the area downwards. Once a sufficient area is cleared, the 2 firefighters move back towards the load-bearing wall, and the sawyer advances towards the ridge to cut a center rafter louver while ensuring he is standing on structural members and operating the saw at the appropriate depth. If the hole needs to be enlarged, the 2 firefighters can pull more tiles and the hole can be enlarged by extending the hole downwards with construction.